So guys, that's the basic story behind Katamari. Is Cosmic God Dad gets drunk off his ass or something. He becomes one with nature, by the way. Our little prince here is walking on his own accord, touring his home planet. I'm not interacting with him at all. And then it's up to our little absent-minded prince here to clean up the mess. By rolling everything up in the world, pretty much, or just a lot of random shit. And we throw it into the sky, and we start off a nuclear reaction, and it becomes a star. And I'll remind you, we are free to pick up living things, so anything that we put in the Katamari is going to die terribly, okay? So that's why this game is conceptually probably the most disgusting and horrific game that you can play. Like, there's a lot of survival horror games where you fight some messed up stuff, and there's even other games like God of War where you kill a lot of different stuff in brutal ways, but really though, nuclear star fire. I mean, sure, they probably die in like an instant, but still, that's like really, really vaporizing their molecules. So, I hope you're looking forward to Katamari as much as I have, but for right now, I'm going to take a pause because I actually tried recording what I'm recording right now, this little spiel here, and my recording software, for some reason, seemed to have, it actually cut out my microphone to the point where I was talking, but it wasn't picking up my microphone quality, which was really weird. And I've seen that happen before when I was doing a couple other tests, and I'm wondering what exactly is going on. I might record my audio with a different software, or maybe it's something to do with my connection or something odd, but it seems like it's good for a while. Maybe I just need to keep an eye on it. It seems like if I restart it, if I catch it really quick, then I just turn it off and turn it back on. It seems to work pretty well. And it seems to go for an undetermined amount of time, because when I was doing a test before, I was running around and messing around. I was messing around for like 10 minutes, and it was fine up until like the 12-minute mark, and then another one I did a 20-minute video and nothing went wrong at all. And then just now when I was recording my spiel, I noticed that it went off at like 2 minutes. So I really don't know what the deal is. It's kind of annoying, but again, this is my first time using this software, so I just wanted to record 1 or 2 videos to get you guys hyped up for this, for the Katamari story. I hope you guys are really excited. I know I am. I can't wait to see all the different fun items we get to pick up, and maybe we'll even get some of the secrets, and I'm going to try to do everything in this game that I can. I'm going to try to do all the constellations, try to make my Katamari as big as I can, as perfect as I can, and we're just going to have a good time with this game. I'm really looking forward to it. But I definitely need to figure out what's going on with this audio situation. And to end today's recording session of Katamari Damacy, I'll actually tell you guys a little story that happened to me recently that's actually pretty significant. And that is, I went over to my friend's house, who's also a YouTube person, who I met through YouTube, who lives pretty close by to me. Her name's Megsy. You might see her in the comments a lot. I actually went over to her apartment with her other roommate, MJ, who's also a good friend of mine, and I brought over this game because we were going to have fun and play the game, because I don't think they've ever played the game up until that point. And while I was going there, they basically go to a university nearby, and they have a very restricted parking space, and their parking space was basically, and I was driving my father's truck at the time because I actually don't own a car quite yet, and he has a pretty nice truck. It's not like a super big one, but it's like pretty nice. It's only like 8 years old, I think. Pretty good condition. It doesn't even have, well, I'm not going on about the truck. Pretty much, nice truck. He lets me drive it. Very nice. I pay pretty high insurance for it. So I was going over there, and they have this... my friends have this one parking space that they're allowed to park in, and if you park anywhere else, you can get in trouble with the landlord. And if you park on the street, you might get a ticket because it's a really big university, and they don't want people parking everywhere without a permit, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, I really need to park in this spot. And I visited them beforehand, and this pole had proven a problem. I'd hit it. In this instance, I thought I was going to be doing a little bit better. Very small spot, very compact, and there was a car in the next spot over, so I'm trying to basically come in from the right. There's a pole on the right-hand side and a parked car on the driver's hand side. I'm trying to swing in from the right, and I honestly don't know what I was thinking. I'd only gotten like 5 hours of sleep the night before. By the way, Prince, maybe you're going to get a little bit taller if you exercise more by walking around the planet. But I'd been very tired, so I'm going to attribute this to my poor judgment here. I actually was really trying not to hit the guy's car, and I was so trying hard, like I was trying so hard to not hit this guy's car that I actually ended up hitting the pole, but I thought that as I continued to swing in, that I'd like only nick the pole, but then I like screech, and I left a huge fucking yellow, because the pole was yellow, freshly painted. Well, not like that freshly painted. They'd only painted it like maybe 2 months ago, but it was still like fresh-ish paint, like latex paint too. It was kind of like the almost plasticky paint. Scrape, and it was just, I'm like, oh shit. And it's all down the side, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta back up. And as I was backing up, I like put my side mirror in so the side mirror wouldn't like, you know, be hit forward and like snap off while I'm backing up. So I put my side mirror in, but as I'm backing up, I was so close to the pole that I actually like crunched my side mirror up on the pole, and the lens popped out. It didn't break, but the lens popped out. So I had to fucking go home and tell my dad why there's this big, gross, yellow paint mark and a dent. Pretty nice dent, by the way. I mean, I personally don't see it as a big dent, but compared to the other side, and if you really feel it, it does feel like a dent. But it didn't mess up the door or anything. So currently the side mirror is being held up with like duct tape, and I just felt awful. That's the only thing that I've ever really done to that car in that big of a way. But man, I just felt like a jackass because my dad came out and he was like, "You just kept going, huh?" And I'm like, yeah. I don't know. As soon as I heard the first, like, I should have just stopped. But I had felt such pressure about, this is the spot where you have to park, otherwise you're gonna get in trouble. I'm like, authority figure, freaking out. So I was a big weirdo and didn't just stop. I just kept going. So that's a little bit of a life lesson for me. But that's actually, in a funny way, a good thing that happened, because we're going to have to get that fixed at some point, and that's going to require some money, and our premiums are going to go up, our insurance premiums are going to go up. And I know that you all came to Katamari Damacy to hear about this. But here, while we're here, I might as well look at some of the presents. You can't get any presents, but they're basically like different clothes and stuff you can put on the prints, and some of them are actually really, really interesting. Vibration, obviously, on forever. Collection, there's no stars in the sky. Objects, this is actually really interesting. You can look at all the different objects that you picked up. Fashion, 5%, stationery, 9%. So of all games, we've picked up 8%, containers, 4%, snacks. Already 36% of all the snacks we've gotten. Necessities. Rich, apparently I'm rich. What did I pick up that's rich? Oh, the yen, that's right. Look at the prince down there. He's so stylish. You're definitely your father's son. And look at that. That's actually, look at how detailed that is. I know it's simple polygons, but come on. Some of these have jagged edges, most don't. And they even have item descriptions, for God's sakes. This game is so deep, man. They rendered these objects in such nice detail. Look at that Chinese lettering on there. Look at that, or Japanese lettering, whatever. They've got that rendered to the point where you could pick it up and roll it in the Katamari and have it continuous. There's no loading screens. Well, if there are, but they're minuscule. There's no like stuttering. The action just goes. I am so impressed with this. If you turn it the other way, it will disassemble. That's just great. Summer. What's summer items? Oh, it's probably like a stamp or something. Zapper refill. Really? Needs to be heated up by a special gadget. Made especially for killing mosquitoes. Alright. So anyway, that's just, yeah, that's what happened to me, but it's a good thing in a way that happened. Ooh, size chart. Let's go here. So that's the smallest that we've made. We have not made any really big things. Here's giving you an idea of how big we can make things. Big, big, big. Anyway, I love the prince on his balloon. Woo! It's actually really good. Oh my god, he can go up and down too. That's great. That's pretty darn good. What's names? Oh, he's jump roping. We don't have any names. I'm sad now. What about locations? So that was the house. We've just been at the house. Living room, garden, roof, kitchen, kids' room, entry hall, hallway. So we've only been in the living room, really. Most excellent. You see, this game's so deep. I love it. Fantastic. Anyway, it's so into its own little weirdness. Just like me. Sound, we don't really need to do. Constellations. All we've got in the sky is whatever this is. The Jelly Star, which we'll go back and redo. Only 132 objects. There's our cousin mushroom, which we'll go and visit next time. I love the mouse cursor on the screen. Very nice. Yeah, that's all we got. Little Prince, he's like, I don't know where everything is, because Dad destroyed everything. Poor little Prince. Anyway, save. Yes, indeed. Save. You see? I caught it that time. I freaking caught it. I was looking at my screen and I noticed that the sound went down. I don't know if you guys heard, like, what was the last thing you guys heard, but I'm going to upload that so you can see how the quality goes down. I'm going to need to either keep a really close eye on that, which I can't do all the time, or I'm going to need to get a more solid voice recording system, because apparently this one sucks. I mean, the audio quality, the game audio quality, seems to stay pretty consistent all the time. But anyway, to reiterate what I last said, is that, because I don't know what was the last thing you guys heard, is that this whole driving thing, the accident that I had, well, it wasn't really an accident, it was me just being a dumbass, was probably the best thing for me, because it actually got me to pick up my feet, because I've been dragging my feet a little bit on this application. I was offered kind of a job interview at Wells Fargo, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to fill out all the stuff right now. I'll get back to them later, a little bit later. But now I'm like, oh, I need the money. So it was actually probably a good thing in the long run that I did that terrible, terrible thing. I just feel so guilty about. So anyway, I just wanted to get that story out there into the world so you all can see that I'm naturally going to be bumping into things in Katamari. I'm going to be grinding on poles, leaving big yellow marks on everything, and just leaving dents in people. So let's quit the game for now. Good old Katamari. We will see you again soon. You and me will see them. So I'll see you next time, guys. I am the Invisible Gunslinger, and until next time, guys, keep on rolling.